We're back for the finals. Okay. Crew of Matriarchs fine against Fellwalker. Is it really worth worrying about, though? Or do I just play Grove Matriarch into its own lane? Yeah, let's not even worry about it. These both have higher damage numbers anyway, so may as well just get them dealing their damage, or make my opponent answer them. The trade would have been good, though, because the Matriarch itself eats both of the halves of the Fellwalker, and then it would leave behind a 1/1 seedling. So it's definitely definitely wins the fight, but this still seems better. My opponent may have an X5 or a 5X here to trade. Hunting back. Okay, so my opponent went deep on the multiple bodies plane as well. The Gloom Reaper Witch actually seems like it could be pretty good here. It tends to be against the many bodies deck. However, it's kind of hard to... Yeah, I think it's actually better than the Lurker here. My opponent would have to deal with it, but it's an X4. It's easy to deal with. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Cleric. And the Witch into empty lanes to... require answers. Patriarch cannot quite buff the Matriarch in time to save it. So I would like to play the Patriarch ideally after combat so that I can buff the Seedling. Oh, not after combat. If nothing else, the poison itself would kill it. So that's fine. So I'm going to get to buff the Seedling. And I'd like to get the Savant out, I think, over the Matriarch. Good as the Matriarch is. Yeah, my opponent, as I said, is very deep on the multiple bodies plane. Okay. Oh, wow. Double Death Weaver. My opponent's deck has just got a lot more intimidating. Okay. I do want to trade with the infantry, so I'm going to go ahead and throw... in front. Which of these is better? 5, 9, 17 versus this. Yeah, I think the Ravager is a little safer here. I'm trying to play extra strong toughness creatures just because I don't want them to get eaten alive by little seedlings and such. Yeah, my opponent's deck is actually pretty awesome. Okay, Matriarch. There, I think. I'm not entirely sure which one in front of the crawler is better, but I went this way just because having a Matriarch with low health is less big of a deal, just because it gets so much value when it dies. So, opponent's got all the stuff here. That's cool. Okay, so. Probably actually worth dreadbolting the Spirit Warrior. Sad that that is. I'm going to go ahead and get a Cleric out. Okay. So Savant and Witch are both good. Not necessarily together, but wow, 3 Death Weavers? This is absurd. My opponent's deck is awesome. So that puts a hurting on 4 or less, which is not the current situation. Okay, so if I get that a minus, it'll get down to 7. That's not... Okay. I'm going to play Savant here, because it'll at least eat the Death Weaver. I need to get those off the board as soon as I can. And Hulk. Here. Do I shrink this? It'll keep my Hulk alive, right? Yeah, I think that's the tiebreaker. Between just killing the zombie to keep my health high. The Cleric is nice. That extra bit of health helps. Alright, so yeah, the plan is definitely to try to win off of Patriarch. If at all possible. It does buff every creature we have in our hand. We are going to probably lose most, if not all, of our board. Youch. So this is +4/+4. So this would deal a total of 10. So if I buff the Spirit, it'll trade with the Death Weaver, I believe. Because that would be 7 plus the -3/-3. So that's fine. We could keep alive the Hulk, or we could kill the zombie to prevent it from dealing extra damage to the Patriarch. I think the Patriarch can eat the damage. I'm going to get in a little extra damage to keep an extra body on the board. The Savant is definitely a threat that my opponent will have to deal with, but it's not terribly hard. My cat decided that my hand was something to attack. Alright. Slimer is awesome. I like Slimer, although I don't play him as much as I'd like to. Again, we want to kill the Death Weaver, but it's not quite enough. I will play the creature that will stay alive rather than trying to level up something that will just be good on its own. Alright, level 3 Patriarch. This is what we're talking about. Probably play Patriarch and Savant. I doubt we'll get buffs for it, but it's worth just getting our best creatures on the board, I think. Actually, Patriarch without a buff isn't really much different from like a Matriarch. So I think I will probably play Matriarch instead of Patriarch. Yeah, Mommy instead of Daddy. Sower's probably actually fine. I think I'll play the Savant in its own lane to maximize its health. So, no Necromancer cards here. That's unfortunate when we've got Savant triggers. So we'll see. Pulling ahead a little bit on the health fight, which is nice. Again, my opponent can just develop such a huge board off of Death Weaver. Yeah, like this Fellwalker is going to be big. I don't have a real good answer to the Death Weaver either, though. The Matriarch will trade with a zombie over 2 turns at least. I think I'll play it here just to get the buff. Probably Sower just to throw something in front of the Death Weaver so I don't take damage next turn. That 12 damage off of my Savant is not to be Dismiss, though. Okay. So this damage from the Seedling may matter because of the Cleric. It may allow the Cleric to trade with the Death Weaver, which is nice. So definitely think I do want to trade here. So the question is, what else? I can get a trigger if I play any Necrim card. Is the incidental damage of the Glutton worth missing the bigger body? I think here it is. And actually, I'm willing to let those trade, so I'm going to shrink. Actually, I think I'll keep my Cleric alive. I was going to shrink the zombie to keep more health on the Savant, but there's not that much difference. My opponent's likely to be able to throw something big enough in front of the Savant. So I'll keep my Cleric alive, which will likely gain me some health next turn, because my Cleric has defensive right now. Because that creates a body when it dies, I want to throw that for sure in front of one of these two. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw it in front of the Matriarch. No, sorry, in front of the Death Weaver, because it will survive and create a body. And I'll throw the Witch out just to get as much damage onto the zombie as I can. I want to try and develop my board as much as I can so that the Patriarch triggers can buff up a lot more creatures, but at this point I really just want to keep things from getting too insane. Okay, Ravager is definitely in front of that. It's either zombie infantry in its own lane to try and get damage through, or I think Fellwalker in front here, because it'll trade just the same as infantry, but it'll at least gain levels out of it. No, wait, my opponent has Roar. Roar is the only thing that messes up that trade. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw out Prowler. It levels very poorly, but at least I know it'll trade this turn and get a level. Okay. Savant and Matriarch are the kinds of things that I need here. Kind of just want to draw every Glutton I can, so I'll get to deal damage. Alright, that 17 damage getting through will be very good, though. Okay, I could play Matriarch and Savant just to get my best creatures out there. Or I could go for the synergy, play Savant and Hulk, and get the trigger. I think I'm just going to play the two best creatures for right now. Keep the damage off of me as best I can, get my own damage in, and have Savant triggers for next turn. Alright, Patriarch is good. Vengeful Spear is less impressive. Actually, I guess with the +6/+6, it's not bad. Unfortunately, nothing else will get the trigger unless I shrink it with Savant. Nope, I can only shrink my opponent's creatures. That's going a bit deep there, but yeah, getting that 17 damage in makes me feel like my odds are a lot better. My opponent's creatures are getting pretty tough to handle with all these like level 3 Death Weavers, I think. But that's good. Okay, keeping my Savant alive here is huge. So this will be +6/+6. So if I throw this in front of the Corpse Crawler, I get to keep both alive. That is very nice. So we didn't use the Savant trigger, but the Savant is just a good attacker that is still alive. Out of 4 good attackers. So yeah, 4 creatures for my opponent to deal with. My opponent's at 7 health. If any deck can throw out 4 bodies, it's this deck. But, okay, yeah. The Optimism Hunting Pack did not get there. Oh, we got 20 silver. Oh, we also got a premium pack. Pardon me. I do win more drafts when I am offline. I feel like I tend to most often average about 2-1. But it's certainly nice to win this one. Let's see what we get. Okay, third Devourer. That's nice. Nothing else here is super critical. I definitely wish I had gotten the alternate art Glutton, just because I do like Glutton enough. But that's cool at least. And we got a whole bunch of tickets. Alright, so we did okay. Thanks for watching again.